It's like the person who kind of backs up and knocks something over that knocks something else over and then burns the whole building down. You know, like...
What? Dude, this is not the roast of Doute.
Technically it is. Coming up on the Vanderpump Rules after show.
I mean, how haven't I evolved?
I think she's gotten way worse.
I don't want my ex-boyfriends around me or my family.
Alex hated Jax.
Alex is still my friend. We don't sit around and talk about it. There's other things going on in this world besides Kristen and Doute.
It's just a matter of time if you're gonna be living with me.
It's not too often you start a bar and you start making your money in the next month. I just got lucky. I hit a lottery ticket, I guess.
You get drunk. Everybody else is normal. Why can't you be?
He may be a great dad to Cruz, but is he a good husband to Brittany?
You guys are great as a couple. We work hard on it.
Yeah.
You're as, like, the Gen Z would say, like a golden retriever husband.
That's why he always has holes in his jeans, because she wears the pants. I mean, do you like that one?
The Vanderpump Rules after show starts right now.
I feel like everyone changes every year, and Jax has made, like, he's changed so much, you know what I mean? Look, I still feel like he likes to hang out and, like, with his boys and have a good time and stuff like that, but I think he's a really good dad, and, like, I feel like he's done, like, a lot of responsibility stuff, you know what I mean? He's got a lot of responsibilities, and he lives up to it.
I first started, like, hanging out with Jax and, like, posting pictures of hanging out with Jax. I had so many people who were like, what are you doing hanging with that D-bag? Like, this guy's like the worst person on the planet. Did you know that he, like, cheated on every person? He cheated on his wife.
You did have sex with her?
Yes, it's true.
Rotten Hill.
He's gonna stab you in the back and he's gonna roll, you know. And it was complete opposite. He's like, hey, let me know if there's anything I can do for you. He got me involved with in the dad groups and the golf groups, and it was like...
Are you in this dad group?
I'm not in any groups because of my Android.
That's right.
Jason, is this your phone? This weird Android
That's
thing?
my phone, yeah.
He has an Android.
The biggest change I've seen in him is just seeing him, like, nurture a child is kind of wild when you've seen, you know, the early episodes of Vanderpump.
You want to go, motherfucker? You want to go?
Whenever I go to their house, he's very hands-on.
Totally.
And changes
So
diapers
sweet
and
with
feeds
Cruz.
him.
Yeah.
And he can do all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever be in do too much conversations with that man because I don't know what's gonna come out of his mouth.
You look a lot better because I'm not gonna lie, I saw a picture of you on social media a couple weeks ago and I'm like, holy this guy looks like he's 50 years old. And it seems like you look better, and minus the white nail polish. We gotta get rid of that.
It's ombre, it's ombre.
With Jax, I feel like there is a different monstrous side of him that comes out. And from what I heard from my friends on that show, he said some very unkind things to Brittany, which I am not okay with.
You're always sick. You're always drinking.
No support.
No, I'm not gonna support you when you're drinking and get drunk. Everybody else is normal. Why can't you be?
And it makes me think that he hasn't changed and he hasn't grown. He may be a great dad to Cruz, but is he a good husband to Brittany?
Jax has definitely changed in a lot of ways, especially being a father. But he's still Jax. He still has
Are you
his
nervous
moments.
about that? Because you've been kind of removed from it for a while. Are you worried about, like, going through the ups and downs?
Yeah, I'm
of a
worried,
marriage?
like, what he's going to talk about when I'm not around to correct him because we're, you know, that's just kind of our dynamic. We're very, like, I feel like I'm always correcting him and, like, making sure he says the right things and
Right.
trying to, like, protect everything. But it's also, you get judged so much by people in, like, the social media world and everything else. And I think that's what scares me because people are already so mean and hard on me for the most random things. But I do think Jax has grown in a lot of ways, but he's still Jax Taylor.
I don't know the old Jax, but he's still a teenager at
A
heart.
little immature at times.
Yeah.
Can we not get this done?
A little. That was a moment where I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And it's just like, everybody's like, oh, that's Jax. I'm like, is it? Because
Yeah.
that's not the Jax that I know, but apparently
Yeah.
that is Jax. Still makes me mad.
I know.
Did you know what was gonna happen?
No.
Nobody knew it was gonna happen.
No,
I think it was
Brock
and Jax.
Yeah.
I thought people
Like, are
in
they
middle
not-
school do that.
Like, I was gonna say like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
It was one
not
of those, like,
40
record-screeching
something.
moments, I feel like, because when it happened, the four of us were taking
We
a
were
picture
taking a
together.
picture because we were
I
about
missed
to
it.
leave.
And then all of a sudden you had a reaction. I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, I think I saw, like, the side of Daniel's, like, thigh. And I was like, oh, how did that happen? What happened? And then I saw Jax running away giggling, and I was like, oh, Jax is...
12.
Yeah, but I don't think he realized it was kind of one of those moments where you're like, you're not in your 20s playing around with the Toms anymore.
I just had been like crying the whole morning, pulled myself together to go to the party, like, I got this, I can do this. And then, yeah, he's just...
It was like, Jax, read the room. Like,
Yeah.
read the room, buddy. This
Yeah.
is not the time or place.
Kristen, how do you feel like you have evolved or changed in the last 10 years, you know,
How
since
haven't
maybe
I?
people first met you in the early days of Vanderpump Rules?
You guys, I'm just like season 1, but I have Botox, better teeth, and I have a makeup artist now. Just kidding. I mean, how haven't I evolved?
I think she's gotten way worse.
If she's changed for the better, I'm glad I wasn't around her, 10 years ago, because I don't know what that would have been like.
I think she sees all of us moving on with our lives as far as getting married, having children, and I think Kristen has a hard time with seeing other people move ahead and her not. So she kind of, okay, I need to get married, I need to have kids, I need to have dogs, I need to buy a house. Like, that's kind of what she does.
She has a talent for like making a not so great situation bad to worse.
You don't own the restaurant, move your ass. Leave. Walk the away, bye. Suck it in.
She had a boyfriend for a year. Oh, there we all said it.
I've never seen anything like it. It's like the person who kind of backs up and knocks something over that knocks something else over and then burns the whole building down. You know, like...
What? Dude, this is not the roast of Doute.
Technically it is.
I've definitely seen her grow just in the couple years we've known each other. And I know that she does go to therapy and she does work on herself. But having known some people for years and you see a side of them you've never seen before, definitely got Kristen off balance.
Right.
She didn't know
That's
how to navigate some things.
Doute has for sure evolved, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Since I met her, since we were all roommates in 2009.
I think who she
she's
is
evolved.
always going to be there. She has to work really hard to be the person that she's trying to be.
And the way that I repeated it may not be correct. However, they know exactly what they're doing.
Because she can slip real back easy into the old Doute.
Most of us, I think, have changed in really positive ways, and we've also learned to sort of dump the baggage that is no longer with us. And I'm older and I have different priorities. And I think that's pretty clear and obvious.
Well, I know Lala is pissed off at her right now, so I'm sure she's not going to say nothing good. You go first.
It's not about saying something good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, even if we were cool right now, I'm not gonna lie. You're the same person, but you're also like in your 40s now, so it kind of is worse. Like, there's no evolution. You're also old now, so.
I got a lot of love for Kristen, but she definitely didn't seem like she grew that much when we were filming. I hate to say that.
And then her serial killer looking boyfriend, who literally is Sugar Bear. Honey Boo Boo.
Wait, what happened between you and Kristen that put you on bad terms?
I had seen a clip that someone had already warned me about. A girl from that show that used to exist, Shaws of Sunset, who is not fond of me, which is all good. But she was talking about me as a parent. And from my point of view in this footage, Kristen was leaning back, like snickering about what this girl was saying about me as a mom. And I just could not move past that because I've opened up to Kristen about what I deal with my ex on like a real level. Like, not this stuff that I talk about in public, like the real shit. So I just thought it was completely inappropriate of her to laugh. I would have liked to have her say, like, respectfully, off. You have no idea what my friend deals with. We're not talking about Lala as a parent because Kristen's seen me as a parent, and there's one thing I'm good at in this life, it's being a mom. So after, I was just very put off by that.
Have you talked to her since then?
I sent her a short text that just said, I'm really sorry for your loss after she suffered the miscarriage. And then after that, no. She sent me a big, long text, but I just was not where I am in my life. Not saying that we're never gonna be homies again, because I get over things. Just where I'm at in my life right now, I just really need a positive, incubated life.
Jax, how are you able to just open a bar what felt like in the matter of like months?
#1 guy in the group, babe. No, I'm just kidding. I hit the lottery with my situation. So my buddy Dave reached out to me and said, hey, my buddies own some bars in town. They own Rocco's.
Partners with Lance Bass.
They're partners, yeah. So, yeah, I have the kind of the same situation that Lance does in Rocco. So They own a Rocco's, which is in the Valley. Next to Rocco's, they have a building that was just kind of sitting there using it for like events, banquets and stuff like that. They came out to Dave and they said, hey, would Jax be interested in opening his own bar? You know, we'll front all the cost, 50-50, which is awesome. I haven't spent $1, not of my own money, not $1. Not one. I mean, I go in and I tip the waitresses and stuff like that, but I got such a good deal, and my business partners own 9 bars. They've owned it for 20 years. They had this space. They liked who I was, like that I'm a family guy, that I'm kind of laid back. I live in the Valley. I'm not really a bougie kind of person. I've hung out with them in the past, and they said, hey, you know, here's a couple $100,000 to redo the place, and we'll make it exactly what you want. We'll do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. We'll just, you know, obviously be the backing. It's not too often you start a bar and you start making your money in the next month, you know? So I just got lucky. I hit a lottery ticket, I guess that you can say.
Hearing him describe that situation, what's going through your guys' head after your experience?
Pretty jealous.
I just care about the business that way. I put a $500,000 into. You put more in. It didn't seem like you gave a to be honest.
Pain.
My ideas, all I'm saying is listen to my husband's ideas.
Depression.
Do you think that they're ready to open up their own place? No.
It's a lottery ticket. Like this deal, when I even sat down with my manager and my lawyer, and they're like, Jax, this is a gold mine deal. Like, you're never, ever gonna get something like this, especially not having to put $1 of your own money in, because they knew like there was something there, and I guess they liked me enough, so we got to film the making of it, and the construction, Tom was there.
It's a matter of time if you're gonna be living with me.
so don't say that.
Divorced and miserable.
And like I said, they're just cool guys, man. They're just, you know, laid back dads, just like me, that own sports bars. It just worked out.
Sorry.
No, I mean, I hear horror stories, you know, that they're going through.
And they broke me in every. Yeah, I know.
Was it worth it?
But that's part of starting a business. You know, you live and learn, you make mistakes, and you hopefully don't make them again. But yeah, I just got really, really lucky. Yeah, I really, really did.
Lally hosted like this astrology night, right?
Katie is an Aries moon. This is definitely not your first life task. Your moon's in the 7th house, which is need for partnership. You need to also like fill your cup before you fill others. That only allows you to shine brighter. Lala, not only are you a Scorpio rising, you have Pluto in the 1st house. The moment I saw it, I literally gasped.
Why she's such a
I'm a Cancer sun, Aquarius rising, Virgo moon. My north node is in Taurus. I'm a Taurus Venus.
You know way more than I do. I have to always look it up.
Well, that's as far as it goes. Sometimes when I read about like the Cancer of it all, I'm like, no. And I think that comes from people making like inaccurate memes about like what it is to be like a Cancer sun. But like, I feel like when Allie gets super in depth with everything, I'm like, everything makes sense.
But then she has Jupiter in her 1st house. Jupiter is the planet of luck, wealth, opportunities. That's like having a 4-leaf clover in your pocket.
It's so cute. Well, okay, I think because your rising is like really like kind of like who you are, like and how you kind of like every day to go through life, and the sun is like who you kind of like want to be or want to become, or that's what you're supposed to be sort of like attaining.
See, yeah, I think.
Because those Capricorn, they're always like, oh yeah, you're like goal-oriented, you're organized, your money. I'm like, no. No. I fucking wish, you know?
Right, there you go. See, but Cancers are always like, oh, they cry all the time. Am I crying all the time?
Do you want to?
Do I want to cry all the time? Happy tears.
See, there you go.
Okay.
But you're like emotional.
Yeah.
I have my freaking donor. This is just a taste of what is to come.
I don't think it's always like that kind of
It is very Cancer of me. Like it's not everybody gets that.
Get the away from me. Get the away from me.
When you're in, then you get the
emotions.
So yeah, I guess it makes sense.
The group wasn't super welcoming towards Luke at first.
It had nothing to do with Luke.
We're kind of trying to take another step.
Yeah, I know the step you're taking. Jax has his written all over his face, and it's so obvious to see.
he doesn't like that guy at all.
It has to do with how Kristen brings people into this group. When she meets somebody, she drives it home. Like, this is my new boyfriend. We're together now, so please take him out here, bring him out, invite him here, invite him here. I'm like, okay, we'll gradually do it. And like, you can't have this person here because I'm not friends with him. And like, you think she would learn after 5 or 6 boyfriends. But she doesn't, and she just drives it in. And I felt bad for Luke because he's walking into a world that he doesn't know, okay? He's the new boyfriend. He's not even in his home state. He's in a different state that he comes here occasionally. He's around a bunch of guys that hang out pretty much every day. And then you keep hearing this, well, like, you know, Kristen's trying to get pregnant, and we're all sitting here like, dude, because I know Kristen. We all know Kristen, okay? We know her background with the relationships and what goes on. I was just kind of being like, I'm not telling you what to do. You're a grown man, but please do your research. Please, 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 please do your research. That's why I wanted him to meet Alex when I had Alex and him try to meet. I invited him here.
Why would I give this guy a chance? Okay. Why would I want to be friends with the ex of my girlfriend?
If you put me in Luke's shoes, I would be like, yeah, I'd meet Alex, and then I go off on my own. I'm like, what happened? Give me a little bit. I want to hear your version of it, because I'm not going to move my life here, try to get this girl pregnant, if I don't know anything. I'm trying to help the guy out. I'm still friends with some of my ex-girlfriends.
I mean, I could see why he wouldn't want to hang out with Kristen's ex.
But Luke is such a nice guy. Like, if you met Luke, have you met him?
Yeah, of course.
Nice
I've hung out
guy,
with him.
right?
Yeah, he's great.
Right. So I don't understand why he can't be like, oh, okay, it's Kristen's ex, it's Alex. Alex is a great guy too.
No,
I feel like they would be okay. They're not going to fight. They're grown men.
At that point, he had heard like war stories about her prior relationship.
Okay,
true or
that
not
be
true?
like-
But that he probably felt an obligation.
I understand her not wanting to be around him completely. From things I had read, it literally sent letters, emails, a very aggressive text, yelled at her in public. These things, when they just happen to cross paths, I'm like, makes sense to me. Stay away from that guy. She did nothing but try to just like stay in her own lane, and he would essentially was looking to go after her.
I just wanted them to be okay with each other. Break bread, have a beer, and just laugh about it. You know, but I thought wrong. It turned out to be a disaster.
I don't want my ex-boyfriends around me or my family.
Listen, I'm trying
What
to
is
let
so difficult for everyone to understand?
Kristen's on the phone calling me, why is Alex there? I'm like, because we're adult men. We don't handle situations like women do. We get over it. You dated in the past, whatever. Move on.
Alex and I broke up. He wasn't a part of this friend group. And for him to come on a show with a group of friends he's not a part of, I think is just so weird. Like, he broke up with me. He kicked me out of his house. We are not on speaking terms. We are blocked on everything. So why is it that you want to come to a guy's night and talk to my boyfriend? No. And here's my issue. Alex hated Jax. Jax thought Alex was like fine and cool, but he was like, you're trying to throw him in my face. So then for Jax to then be like, well, don't throw Luke on me. Oh, but I'm gonna bring Alex over to my son's 2nd birthday party, was a slap in the face to me. So I think personally, it's just Jax wanting to control the group.
After she breaks up with somebody, she expects you to eliminate that person too. And I'm a 44-year-old man, I don't do that. I'm sorry, it's not like we sit around and be like, let's talk about Kristen today. Like, I'm sorry your relationship didn't work out. We don't talk about you, but Alex is still my friend. He was my friend before you met Kristen. He met Kristen through Tom, and he's gonna be my friend after. He's moved on, he's got a girlfriend. We don't sit around and talk about it, but Kristen in her head thinks, oh my God, they're gonna sit and talk about me. No, we don't. There's other things going on in this world besides Kristen Doute.